Hi everyone, it's Sue. Welcome back. I haven't been around much at all lately. I'm very sorry, but I've just had no creative flow happening apart from journaling. So I quite often get asked the question, how do you journal? You know, people say, I don't do anything during the day. I don't have an exciting life. Well, we all have a life and it's our life. And I think that journaling, you don't have to actually journal about what happens in your day. There's lots of other ways that you can journal by using quotes and pictures out of magazines, that type of thing. So it prompted me to decide, after so many questions that were asked about my journaling practice, how my journaling practice has changed over the last 10 years. So this is just some of my journals. These are my personal journals here in these 4 here, and this consists of 10 years. So I do also do journaling with prompts, and I've also started doing a little bit of art journaling, which is something that I wanted to bring into my journaling practice this year. So I haven't done a lot, but I will just show you that quickly. So what I might do is just show you very quickly these little art journals. Now these are just books from Kmart here in Australia, and I've just got a band here that I've sewn a ruffle around. I think this came with some bedding that Mum had. I've just added a little bit of ink on the front here just to give it a little bit of colour. And what I've done is I've glued a couple of pages together because it's not exactly good quality paper. And I've gone through and I've just had a day where I haven't felt overly creative, and I've just done some backgrounds to get me started. I have a real fear, like most of us, of the blank page. So if I don't have to start on a blank page without any colour or anything on it, I'm happy. I find it a lot easier to journal if there's something on there. So this is what I've done, is I've just gone through, just spent a day. You know, these aren't particularly finished backgrounds either. It's just a matter of me playing and putting down a bit of colour to get started. So yeah, I just had to play with inks. So you can see it's not exactly great quality booklets. I'll probably put some washi tape or masking tape down there. It's fine. It's about playing for me in this journal and not being frightened of messing up. So I have done one page in here and I'm really happy with it. So it's just a photo of Coolum Beach. It's one of our favourite places to go and stay, and I've just done a little bit of gesso, a few different distress inks, some 49er Market rub-ons, and these are some of the laser cuts from 49er Market as well, and these words are from Tim Holtz. So, you know, if you've got a photo or you see a magazine photo that you absolutely love, why not decorate? So that's just one way of journaling. I've only done one page in that one, apart from the backgrounds, and the same with this one. What I've done is I've got 2 going so that one can dry and I can then work in the other one. So this one's a little bit different again. I've actually done some backgrounds. I love this combination of kitsch flamingo and gold, and I've just added some 49 Market rub-ons on there as well. So I'll either journal around that, you know, just long form journaling, or I'll add a photo. I don't really know just yet. And then I did the same here, just some 49er Market rub-ons as well, and here as well. I just loved the whole process of just adding a little bit of ink and paint and just adding some rub-ons. This is just a sticker that I was trying out on some it's from therapeutic, I think that's how you say her name, and I printed it out on some, what do you call it? It's like a vinyl, clear vinyl paper. So same thing, just really random colours and just throwing some colour down just to break that white page. And once again, these aren't necessarily finished backgrounds, they're just started. And then I've done a photo, couple of photographs in here of my boy Roland. So, you know, it's not long form journaling. All I've done is I've put the date Roland in 2023, and he was 4 years old, and he is pretty fabulous. So just, you know, that's one form of journaling that you can do, and you can, you know, be really creative with it. So that's those two booklets. The other way that I find to journal, if I feel like writing but I don't have anything to particularly say, I've got this booklet here, and it's journaling with prompts. And what I've done is I've just decorated the blank page with a collage. It doesn't have to be much, just something to get you started. I'm not sure why I've got a blank page here. I must have been going to write more, but move on. It doesn't matter if you've got a blank page. Journaling is for you and for you to enjoy. So this is just, just something different. And I have done a few of these videos on my channel. I think I've got a playlist. If I have, I'll put that down. I've used some dry flowers here. So yeah, just different collages, and then a prompt, where were you 5 years ago? Some I write a lot, some I write not much. But it actually gets you thinking, and we've all done things in our life, so it'll bring up memories, and whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, write about them, get them down. It's fun to look back and just sort of bring up memories. So that's another way that I journal as well. So that's separate to my private journal. Okay, so there's that way. Now I also do junk journaling. You would all know that I make junk journals, or if you've been watching for a while, I love making junk journals and ephemera to go in them. And this is my junk journal, and to be honest with you, I do quite often forget to use it, but I'm starting to use it a little bit more, and I've just got all sorts of different bits and pieces in here. This is just an art image that I liked in a magazine. I cut it out and put it on there. This is out of a magazine. I've got pictures. I logged all my washi tape ages ago. I'd need a whole new journal, I think, to log my washi tape that I've got now. This is just some coasters from a restaurant that we went to. I've got cards in there, and I've just sort of put them over a page so that they're from people and I can read who they're from. This is just a bit of packaging that had some gold foil left in it, and I've just made a flip, some beautiful flowers. Yeah, so this is just another way of junk journaling. This is the Australasian Quilt Convention that I went to when I was still working at the quilting shop. I've got, out of Daphne's diary, I've got some Sudoku pages that I can do in there if I get bored at any stage. More photos, flips, envelopes. There's just, a feather that I found. That's my darling Boom Boom, who's no longer with us. So, it's good to look back and, just... I don't do anything chronologically either, not in this. I just find a page that I like and I just journal. Sometimes it might not be associated to anything. I might just feel like putting something down. This is a cushion that I had started making and not finished, and I'm just sort of putting details about it down there. This is about a order that I received. Just some friends that we've been, scrapbooking, that sort of thing. So that's another form of journaling that I do as well. So I've got lots of different books going at any one time, and that's okay. But mainly today I wanted to sort of go through this with you. Okay, so as I said, these are 4 books that cover 10 years. And you might go, wow, 10 years and there's only 4 books, but I'll explain why. I'm just going to pop them over to the side. And I'm going to go through it. I don't know, this may not interest some of you, but those that do journal or are really interested in journaling or starting journaling, this might help get you started. So I also just want to say that these are my personal journals, so there may be some swear words that might show up. I have tried to sort of cover up what what is very, very personal. But I just wanted to say that I do apologise if you do see something that offends you. It's not meant to offend. It's, as I said, this is my personal journal. I've tried to cover up as much as I can. Okay, so as I said, like most of us, we struggle with a blank page. So this has caused me to not start journaling. And I've just decided that partway through this journal that I've just got to not worry. I used to worry about starting and then not journaling every day. You don't have to journal every day, and this will show you that you don't have to journal every day. So you can see this journal, I started it in July 2014 and finished it in February 2020, so 6 years later. So there's basically 6 years in this little journal. So just keep going, you know, and it doesn't matter if you take 10 years to fill a book. Just keep going, and you can look back and see what your progress is like. So you'll see in this journal, in 2014, spray inks were the in thing at the time. Well, they were for me anyway, and I literally made a huge hot mess on a lot of pages. It's not the most aesthetic, but it was a starting point for me, and it made it easier for me to journal. So I had so many false starts, and because I couldn't journal every day, I felt that I couldn't continue with that particular book. So I've got a graveyard of started notebooks in my cupboard, and which I will probably pick up and journal in down the track as well. So I'll just make sure that I am actually in frame. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Just get a book and write. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I've sort of progressed, and I've sort of found books that I like to write in as well. So I'll share that with you in a minute. So you'll see in this journal here, I've sort of put, so here I am once again starting a new journal. So 14th of July 2014, you know, and I've just done a little quote here, and I've got a sticker. I started this, I've got some rub-ons. I've just got my hand here because some of it's quite personal. Bit of washi tape. I've sprayed some inks. As I said, it's really not that aesthetic. Like I've got a big blob of purple here. You can't even really see the writing. Like I've got to bring it right up to my face to see what it says, but it gives you an idea. So I was sort of just feeling my way, and I wanted to have this as a creative outlet as well, I guess. So 2014 consisted of 3 entries spanning from July to the end of October. Any other time I would have just thrown the book to the side and not continued, but I decided with this book that I was going to get into it and do it. Okay, so this is where we finish. I mean, how ugly is that page? But it's where I was in 2014, and it's good to see, you know, what I get up to now. So we start in November 2015. So I was determined 12 months later, almost to the day, and a month, I decided to try and journal again. So at this stage in my life, I was going through a lot personally, and this journal starts getting quite deep and dark. It contains mainly long form journaling, so you can see mainly just like a lot of writing, not a lot of decorating. It's got the odd embellishment here and there. So 2015, don't laugh at me, but there was one entry. This was the only entry for 2015 here. 6 months later, I wrote again. So I started writing again in June of 2016. Once again, very, very personal and some very, very dark times. But looking back, it's great to see how far I have come and to see things, you know, what I've actually managed to overcome in my life. So I have actually blocked this out with some post-it notes. But I enjoy, even though it does bring up some not so great memories, it's good to see, as I said, where I've come from, you know, here in 2024 and what I was going through in 2016. Just don't ever feel that I mean, look at that. That is really quite ugly, but it's my journal and that's okay. I was journaling and getting things out of my head. But don't ever feel that you need to write every day, because you don't. You know, make your journaling practice whatever it needs to be for you. Okay, so 2016 was another year of random journaling, which then increased for me in 2017. So this is 2016. I think I had 4 pages or 5 pages. And then we start in May 2017 again. 2017, and we go through same thing. These are stains, I think, distress stains. And then here I didn't even do any decorating, anything. I just kept continuing over from this page, and just obviously I felt like writing that day. Okay, so we're still going in 2017. And lots and lots of long form journaling. Okay, still going. So 2017 sort of is where I started hitting my stride. 2017, late 2017, 2018, and I've just blocked all this out because it's very, 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 very personal. But I continued with the sprays and the inks. And 2019, I started journaling more often, as well as feeling the need to decorate my pages a bit more. You know, this is, I was practicing some writing, fancy writing, and I just put a quote, you know, don't feel guilty for doing what's right for you. So that's, you know, you don't have to, as I said, put anything personal in your journal. You can do favourite quotes, that sort of thing. Okay, so here we are. We're still in mid-2018. You can see here I've sort of put a bit of decorative paper down and sprayed some inks. Same thing. Just lots of long form writing. Added some scrap papers and some washi tape. Decorated with some decorative papers that I've cut apart. Be the change you want to see in the world. So I love adding quotes. This was out of a magazine. Yeah, I was finding, you know, that I was starting to use my journal not only as, you know, like for therapeutic purposes or therapeutic type of outlet, but also as a creative one. So I just sat here and did a little bit of doodling or Zentangling one day. Also, like 2018, I found that I was sort of mainly journaling when things were tough and not much else. I like to get things out of my head so they aren't going around and round, you know, and I make myself sick and make things out to be, you know, something worse than what they are. Here's a stamp and I've just coloured it a bit, you know, more long form journaling. So that was a thing, obviously, at that time of my life. Another stamp. So we're still in 2018. I've just closed that. You know, here we go. We've got a little bit more watercolors and some papers, just really random stuff. You know, it's nice to have a bit of a creative outlet. Lots more personal bits and pieces, but you can see I've sort of added a few more decorations in there. This is just a strip of washi tape, big washi tape, just to break that blank page. Okay, so you can see more collaging coming into this. Done a little bit of watercolouring and some doodling, same here. And this is still 2019. This is just a little note from a little girl that I know or knew. Lots more deep journaling inside here. So yeah, you get the idea. Still in 2019, so I really hit my stride, obviously, in 2019. I've got a little pocket, so sort of coming into more junk journaling style. I've got a little tuck here if I want to add something. So I'll just sort of very quickly go through. So this is a photo of a journal that I did. So you can see now I'm starting to bring in some photos. My business card that I've just flipped in there, I was talking about that. And just playing with some different colour pens as well. So, you know, it's just... Oh, sorry about Benny. Okay, so 2020, I found that I was writing more and decorating more and adding more photos. So still lots and lots of long form journaling. This is a painting that I did. I've added that in and talked about that. I'm just going to quickly flip through all this. You know, very simple collage, a postcard sticker and a flower. It broke the page and made it easier for me to write. A random sticker and a flower. You know, it's it doesn't have to be elaborate. It can be whatever you want it to be. Okay, so I got into some more watercoloring. This I obviously was going to write more and didn't, and that's okay. I'm just leaving that. I'm not going back to it. It's fine. So it's okay. It's okay if you've got blank pages. It's not a problem. So just always remember, make your journaling practice something that's for you and for your lifestyle. Don't be hard on yourself and just do what you want to do and when you want to do it. If it's daily or weekly or monthly or bi-monthly, that's fine. Whatever fits for you. So you can see, you know, that's pretty much where I'm at. So I obviously got sick of this book and didn't want to finish that last page. And in here in February 2020, I just put what feels like the end is often the beginning. And then I start heading over to my next book. So that's when I actually discovered Clairefontaine cream colored grid notebooks. I absolutely love these books, and I get these from Officeworks here in Australia. They're not always available, but when they're there and I can afford them, I'll grab one or a couple. So I've got a few as backup, but I also found a more budget-friendly version, which I'll share with you in a minute. So, so in early, you know, like I've just got little post-it notes here of a quote, and I have, I don't know why, a bag of Earl Grey tea. I didn't use the contents. So this one I started in March 2020 and it's gone through to October 2023. So 3 years basically in this journal here. And as I said, this is Clairefontaine, so it's cream gridded paper. Absolutely love it. And you can see I'm sort of getting a little bit more decorative. This is something that I just printed off Pinterest and then just added a few stickers and some decorative journaling paper. This journal, I sort of started documenting more of my life, good and bad, still with quite a bit of long form journaling, as you can see, but adding more and more photos and pockets and flips and interactive bits and pieces. So this was all bits and pieces that I'd purchased or we'd purchased for our wedding that apparently, you know, there was a big big phenomenon that happened, being COVID, and we didn't end up having our ceremony. We did get married, and that's the main thing. So, and you can see here I've written this way as well, and I love that. You know, you don't have to have it going horizontally, you can have it going vertically as well. So here I sort of started doing you know, like watercolor paper, watercoloring the paper, and then just journaling in the bits that didn't have any color on it. So added a collage. So that was a thing for me for a while. This is another one of those packets that had some gold foil in it, and I've just used it as a flip, and I've got you know, a quote there and some more journaling that's going every which way. Big collage, more journaling. Here I wrote about something that we were watching on TV, Ray Donovan. I want to do more of that and just do sort of reviews on what we've watched. I enjoyed doing that. It's just, that's it. There's nothing else that says anything, but I just got the photo off the computer and printed it out. Yeah, so obviously not happy. So lots of long form journaling still, and lots more decorating, that type of thing. So in here I've just got, I obviously had to have a mammogram, so I've put the card there. Here I've got some photos where I was doing some trying out hairstyles for the wedding. More photos are starting to creep in, as you can see. Just added a little bit of an interactive piece there. Yeah, so and as I said before, you know, this is something that I enjoyed at that stage of my life, doing collages throughout, and it's sort of helped me with that creative outlet as well as the emotional outlet by writing. So this was our wedding day, so we could only have 2 witnesses and the celebrant, so my boys were witnesses, and we got married by the beach, which was really lovely. More photos. So you know, some days I have nothing to journal about, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I don't have to journal every day. I've finally come to that decision that I just don't have to journal every single day. It's okay. If I want to journal every day, that's okay as well. And then that's where, if I do feel like journaling every day, but I've had nothing really sort of happen that was exciting to write about, that's when I'll jump into my journaling with prompts and that sort of thing. So you can see here lots of collages and lots more photos and that sort of thing coming into play here. Another thing that sort of happened in 2020, this is just a watercolor that I made, just practicing. You know, it's not great, but it's, you know, it's something that I've done, and I've just sort of added that in and a little bit of story. My beautiful friend Mon, this is her art, you know, so I've sort of talked about all that throughout. Another thing that happened in 2020, this is my Gigi, my grandfather, and my grandmother, so I've just added them in because of Anzac Day, so I added grandma in there as well. More photos. I found that, I keep saying and I get distracted, so I didn't need to actually just have one journal page per day, excuse me. So here I've got, for the 3rd of May, I've got two pages for one day. Now here's just another interactive piece in my journal. More interactive, more photos. I found that, so here I've got, you know, the 8th of May here, and then it sort of carries on over the page, and then I've got, you know, the 9th of May. Sometimes I could have 2 or 3 days per page, sometimes up to 4. And once upon a time that would have worried me, but not in this case. So once again, different writing. So yeah, lots of photos, lots of journaling. You know, it's important to add photos of yourself, even though I hate photos of myself, but just, you know, I guess one day your kids may read through your journals when I'm not here. So I just want them to sort of have a bit of a story of what I am, you know, who I am, and what I do and what I did and that sort of thing. So yeah, lots of some drawing that I did. And it just goes on, you know, lots of flip outs. Here I've actually taken a screenshot of my Instagram. Tim Holtz liked one of my photos. That was very exciting. So I had to journal about that. I've journaled my creative practices. These are matching tattoos, or tattoos that Jim and I got. You know, I used to do a lot of 12 by 12 scrapbooking, the traditional 12 by 12 inch scrapbooking, but stopped during, you know, really dark time in my life, and I've never been able to get back into it. So this is a way for me to memory keep as well as, you know, getting my thoughts down. And I'll keep reiterating that, you know, journal how you want to journal. Just because I journal this way doesn't mean that that's how you should do it. You know, just don't try and follow any rules. Just do what feels comfortable for you on the day that you journal. You know, after all, it's your journal and it's really for no one else. As I said, someone's probably going to read it at some stage if you don't get rid of it, you know, before your time is up. But yeah, I mean, here's just some circles that I punched out of a piece of watercolor paper that I added watercolor to, you know, just nothing overly exciting. So, and it just goes on, you know. Lots of, I love the interactive. Look how much, you know, look at that from Roland, and he's grown so much since then. You know, yeah, just to give you, oh, there he is. How cute is he? Just to give you a bit of an idea of what goes on, you know, how I journal. So here we've got the 14th, and then we've got the 16th to the 18th of August 2020, and then we go to 2023. So I've 2021 and 2022, obviously I didn't journal. I don't know why, but I have no idea. So 2023 and up until today's date, so today is, when I'm filming this, is the 19th of September 2024, I've been using different mediums throughout, and I love it. It's just really a creative outlet for me as well. So these are Brosho powders that I've just added with, spritzed with water, and I just love the same thing. It's just something that colors the back, and then you can add bits and pieces to sort of decorate that and you know, accentuate your photos or your journaling or whatever it is that you're doing in there. So absolutely love, as I said, I love the Clairefontaine journals. And same thing, I had to glue 2 pages together when I started using these fluid mediums, because the paper was quite thin and it sort of went through, and I didn't like that idea. So I've glued 2 pages together, and I'm okay with that. I mean, you go through the book quicker, but you know, that's okay. And as I said, I do love the Clairefontaine, but because I found this more economical version, which I'll show you in a second, I think I'm just going to sort of swap between them. So yeah, I love, you know, and here, look, I love photos, and they were just, I couldn't decide what I wanted, so I've just gone and I've just put, just with some cello tape, and I've just done a heap of photos. You know, it's Carnival Flowers for us here in Toowoomba. Here I've just stamped a title using stamps. You know, it's just really, really fun. Here I've written nothing. I mean, it doesn't need any explanation. I've written here what it's about. Same thing here. This is Mum's little old dog. She's 14 years old. You know, just to have a photo of her when she's, you know, that age. Here's my mate again. You know, a washi tape holder that I made, you know, reading, self-care, James and I going out on a date night. You know, it's just, it's whatever. Jim's birthday. And that's the end of that one. So then I've moved on to, so this is the more budget-friendly journal, which is very similar to the Clairefontaine, and it's a J. Burrows, and I get this from Officeworks as well. And I think I'm just going to swap between them. The Clairefontaine one, it's far superior in quality, but there's really nothing wrong with this J. Burrows one at all. Same thing, I've had to glue pages together. It doesn't take the wet media quite as well as the other one, but that's okay. So this one's from October 23 to April 24. So I'm finding that I'm journaling more regularly, and adding heaps and heaps of photos. I still do a lot of long form journaling just to get things out of my head and onto paper. And I find that I can work through things a lot better this way. I still don't feel the need to do a page a day if I don't want to. If I want to, that's okay. I'm just doing what I feel like on the day, or when, whichever day I do journal. Some days I can use up to as many as 10 pages. It depends, like that Mother's Day entry in the previous journal. I had heaps and heaps of photos, that sort of thing. So, and this one I've just done a double spread of Ruby. I mean, that means nothing probably to anyone else, but love her and I love that photo so much. So I've just put Ruby. I don't even know how old she is, to be quite honest, but I just loved doing that. So once again, sometimes if I just want to journal or, get something down, I might put not much decoration at all, and you don't have to. So once again, another photo of me, just to sort of get it in there and, so the kids know what I used to look like at that age. This is just another interactive page that I did when Vicky took me to the Australian Ballet for my birthday last year, yeah. So here's another page, beautiful page of Benny when we first got him home. So you'll see a lot in this. You'll see a lot of Benny and the animals because I love them so much and they're just such a big part of my life. So, yeah. This is just a stamp, and I was just sitting out having a coffee one day and I say this, and, it pays to look up sometime, and I had this beautiful sky to look at, and yeah. So a few more flips, a bit more decoration happening. Animals again, and then here we've got, this continues over from the 16th of November 2023. I've just put a bit of colour on, and I've got no decoration, so lots and lots of long form journaling. The 17th, the 18th, I've just used some labels to separate them. And here we go again. So the 19th. This is when poor old mum broke her hip, and so all the stories about all of that. Beautiful Katie. I have a selfie printer, and so these are done on the selfie printer, which I love this size now. So I print 2 photos to the 6x4 sheet, but I do also have, which you saw in the previous journal, the smaller size 2" by 3", and that's with my sprocket. So I still go and use it, but these are far more superior photos. They look so much better. Me having a bit of a self-care time and had a mask on, so I just, why not just take a selfie and talk about it. It doesn't hurt, does it? It's a bit of fun. So yeah, Christmas. I don't have a lot of Christmas decorations, ephemera and that sort of thing. So these I don't love, but I'm journaling about it, and this looks like someone's been murdered. I got a little bit excited with the red, but it's just all the photos of the day. This is hilarious. I'll show you this next page. So Josh and Jim, my kids have real issues being serious when the camera comes out, and so does Jim. So this is like Josh looking at Jim being stupid, and I saw this meme one day and I automatically thought of this photo, so I printed it out. So I mean, you can do that sort of thing as well. Isn't that funny? I think it's funny anyway. It's hilarious. So yeah, you can just see, I love the whole photo thing, journaling my some of my creative things. I absolutely love the way that I'm journaling now. It's just something that I really get excited about and want to journal about. So my journals really are just it's a catch-all of my life, and I love every single page, whether it's, you know, good, bad, or ugly. It's you know, a place where I was in that stage of my life. And as I said, it's good to see, you know, where I am now, and how I've overcome hard times and that sort of thing. So this is when we went on our cruise. I've used, you know, once again, I've added a flip and some more photos. That was just had our cards in it for the room. You know, I've just cut some bits and pieces. I think that's what I want to do as well, is add more junk sort of stuff, or, you know, pamphlets and that sort of thing in my journals. I think that's where I want to head. So this is just out of a letterhead, you know, our ticket that was on one of our bags. So it gets quite thick and quite hard to write the further you get along in the journal, but you know, it's fine. Once again, you know, I had so many photos, and I just thought, well, why not just put them in there? I took them, let's put them in there. It's amazing, amazing, amazing cruise that was. I tell you what, we needed that. This is our beautiful cabin attendant, Clever, and he was the most beautiful man. Look at him, so tiny compared to Jim. And we've been keeping in touch ever since we finished the cruise, and he's actually going to come and stay with us in December for a few days, which is really exciting. He's from Peru. This is Benny. When we got home, he was not happy that we left him. Oh dear. Anyway, so yeah, just, I don't know, I really enjoy it. And this is just a photo that I had stuffed in one of my journals, and I thought, well, so I don't lose it, I'm just going to put it in there. And that's my beautiful mum when she was 17, outside her grandma and grandfather's house. So it doesn't even have to be chronological or, you know, that sort of thing. This is something else that I just had shoved in a journal, and this is from Aozi. I bought some of her stamps and just her nice letter that she sent me, and a couple of her prints. So I wanted to keep them, so I've put them in there, and just written a little bit about it. And a lovely little letter that Katie gave Jim and I. So I've just put that in there for memory. And the last 2 pages I haven't finished. I don't know why, but anyway, we're moving on. So I'm nearly at the end, guys. Thank you so much for staying until now. But I just hope that, you know, this helps someone to journal. And as I said, you can see in my first book, it took 6 years for me to finish the book, and it's okay. This one I started on the 17th of April, and I haven't yet finished it. I'm getting there. I'm close to finishing. I'm up to date as of yesterday. Oh, excuse me, got the hiccups now. As of yesterday, I'm up to date. So this is, I've got like some stuff here that I've really needing to get out of my head, and very, very personal, so I won't share that with you. More, I just didn't have time to journal, so I've just done a quick collage, stuck the photos on and journaled. You know, I get into a little bit more decorating, that sort of thing, as we go along here. Katie went to Beauty and the Beast, so I've shared that. Poor mum in hospital again. You know, once again, a little bit more of my creative ventures, what I'm doing. This is just something, you know, that I saw on Instagram or something, so I did a screenshot, and I just felt that that was so true. This is just some more, in here is just some more long form journaling that I was trying to work through, process some stuff in my head. Once again, flips and tucks, and just so much fun. You know, this is Mother's Day this year, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages. So, and that's okay. It doesn't matter, it's my journal. So I love these photos. My kids always have to take my phone and be stupid, so I've added these silly photos in there, and we can never get a good photo without trying to take very many outcuts here. You can see there's always something going on, so they're fun and I add them. This, I absolutely love this photo of Katie and Josh. They're so close. And I've also added a couple of recipes, so my mum's peanut biscuits and my gluten-free raspberry almond cakes. I baked them one day, so I've taken a photo, put them in there, so we can see them in the future. So once again, I've just put a photo of the beach from our balcony at Coolum. Love that page. So lots and lots of really interesting times. You know, you think your life isn't really that exciting, but there's so much that you can journal about. You know, this year I've gotten back into reading, which I once again, since 2015 and going through that hard time, I couldn't pick up a book because I associated it to back then. And this year last year for my birthday, the kids bought me a Kindle, and it's really gotten me back into reading. So what I've done is I've printed out some book covers and just written what the book's about, what I thought of it, and you know, whether this is supposed to be 5 stars, so I've given it 5 out of 5. So I really enjoy doing that as well, and it's good probably that I can look back and go, oh, I have actually read that, so I don't need to read it again. So this was a fun time when Maddie went for a flight. He wants to become a pilot and get his license, so that was fun to journal about. Poor mum in hospital again. Another book that I've read. So this year, I think, so it's September 2024, and this year I've read 19, nearly 20. I'm on my 20th book for this year, so absolutely love it. But yeah. So this one is just tiny little photos. This is Roland and Benny wrestling. You know, it means nothing to you guys, but it's funny for us, and you know, I've just talked about it in there. This is Josh, who took Erica, his fiance, on the Story Bridge in Brisbane. Bridge climb, another book that I finished. So, you know, this is Benny when he got groomed, so I've just put their business card in. So there's just so many different things, a bit more baking. Poor old Maddie had 4 wisdom teeth out. I'm sure you'll be happy with me showing you that. You know, this is just a photo and some leaves that I had dyed. It matched Benny's toy. Another book. It's just, you know, it's just what you make it. And I guess and you know what, put selfies of you on crappy days too. You know, I look horrible there, but that's, you know, I wrote down why I felt horrible and what was going on. We went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine for date night. That was really good. This is what, and don't look if you get a bit squirmy. This was what was floating around on Mum's shoulder. It all pulled out of her bones, and she had these really pointy screws and metal just floating around in her shoulder. Poor thing. No wonder she was so sore. And Jim's always saying to me about my online spending. So this is a photo. Oh, it's a meme I saw on, I think, Instagram again. This girl with some water and painting the floor with water. And my husband said he wants to discuss my online spending when I'm finished mopping the floors. So, you know, just something that you find funny, you know, all fits in with your life. So it doesn't matter if you're not consistent. You do you. You won't regret it, I can assure you, you know, looking back. So this is Mum and I went away for a week in August just to get away and have some time. This is just, you know, a coaster from when we went out for dinner. This was off a brochure. We didn't actually go whale watching, but we could see whales from our balcony, which was amazing. Just a map from the brochure of where we stayed. This is poor Erica. Josh and Erica went away for their anniversary, and I got this message from Josh, you know, this is how the weekend started, which is a beautiful photo of Erica at Byron Bay, and this is how it finished. She fell on some rocks, which were covered in oysters, and sliced up all her legs and feet, poor thing. You know, another coaster from Balakai, that beautiful coffee shop that we stayed at, had the best, absolute best gluten-free crepes. So we got those. We went to the market, so I just put the time, that sort of thing. So you can see that I'm really enjoying this process of using photos and telling the story. Lots of flip out, still interactive pieces. This is poor Roland just recently, a couple of weeks ago, had to have an operation, so I've kept the bill in there. We're on dry bread and water for the next 2 months since we had to pay for that. Not quite, but it's pretty bad. Just a little story of I joined the Robin's Nest community. I love Robin's art, and I got this surprise little postcard in the mail, which was really nice, so I put that in there. And here we are, up to date here. So I saw this and I've just written down the words that go with this image, just so that I can look back at them. And then this is me. This is me on the 17th, another very attractive photo. And playing around, I was playing around with some fountain pens. I'm trying to get into some fountain pens. And I had a beautiful brown ink in one that had gold shimmer through it, and the fountain pen's just a cheap one, and the nib was horrible, so I had to just ditch that, and I just went for a blue one. But I had a sleep study done, and that's a story in my life, and so that's where I'm up to. So I didn't journal yesterday. That's okay. I really had nothing to say, nothing very interesting, and the same probably today, being the 19th. I won't have much to write about, but you know what, I might write again the next day, but then again I may not write for months. Once again, it's okay. So that's basically it, guys. I just wanted to show you my progress over 10 years of journaling. It was sporadic, and it's changed, and that's okay. But I think I've sort of hit my stride, and I love, the memory keeping side of things and being creative and that sort of thing. So I don't even know where I got this from. It's a philosophy brand. I think it was from Officeworks as well, but it's years and years old. But I think A5 is obviously my journaling size. I really enjoy that size because I can stick it in my bag and take it if I want to. It's sort of not big and cumbersome, so it's easy sort of carry around. But I'll definitely be sticking with these two types of journals going forward. So I just need to, when I go to Officeworks and I've got the money, just grab one and just keep them aside. So I hope that helps somebody. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope it wasn't too boring, and I hope, as I said, it does actually get someone to, get your thoughts on paper. And as I said, it doesn't have to be a flash book. It can just be a notebook, a school notebook or something like that, and you can add your decorations if you want to. I do have a commonplace book as well. And I mean, really, these are commonplace books as well, because I put quotes and pictures out of magazines, that sort of thing in here. So it's whatever makes you comfortable and you feel comfortable doing. But I just wanted to share that with you today, because I do get a lot of questions about my journaling, and as I said, I hope it helps at least one of you to be okay with not journaling every day, and not being okay with a blank page. Just slap some ink or paint or some stickers down and just get writing. It's so therapeutic. It's so helpful. I just find it really, really good for my mental health. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it with you today. Thank you so much for showing up. I really do apologize for the really random videos so far apart. I am trying to get back into it, and it may take a little while, but I will get there. As I said, I've sort of been journaling more, and I just haven't had a lot of creative energy or time for creative energy, but I know it's coming. So thanks again. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so if you did like this. I do have lots of journal with me videos as well, so head over and have a look. All right, guys, take care, and I hope you start journaling if you haven't already done so. Until next time, I hope you get a little bit of creative time in. See you soon. Bye-bye.